こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、日本のサッカー全般に関する動画です。今回は、日本のサッカーの成功と飛躍について、その鍵がプロのアカデミーだけでなく、高校や大学を通じたアカデミックのルートにあるということにあり、それ自体が日本の特徴をよく表して、日本独特の成長の仕方だと語りかける、ドキュメンタリー風の動画です。一部間違ってそうな事実もありましたので、一部切り取ったところもありますが、全体としては、特に日本の大卒から活躍している選手の多さに、これからさらに注目されるようなものだと思いますし、その特徴を捉えた、良い動画だと思います。実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。Japan's men's national team is living its greatest era. Calm, composed, and relentlessly intelligent. A generation of players raised not in academies, but in classrooms, lecture halls, and clubhouses.
Over a third of Japan's 2022 World Cup squad did not play in pro academies, but came up through high school and university football.
Their football reflects something distinctly Japanese, a blend of discipline, humility, and tactical precision. This is not a coincidence. It's the result of a century-long experiment to build a football culture that mirrors the national character.
So, what is this experiment? And does it mean Japan no longer needs professional football academies? Well, the answer, as with everything, is nuanced.
Before there was the J-League, there was the university. Waseda and Kyo, academic rivals who became football pioneers. They won early Emperor's Cups, fielded future national team players, and defined what Japanese football would stand for: discipline and collective effort. Matches were treated as academic contests, a battle of minds as much as legs. Players trained like scholars, precise, structured, reflective. Every pass was part of a plan, every movement rehearsed. This was football as a moral education. The values were the same ones prized in Japanese life: study hard, work together, show respect, stay humble. University football then wasn't just sport, it was a statement of identity. The game was played in harmony with wa, the ancient Japanese ideal of peace, balance, and unity. After the war, Japan rebuilt itself, and so did its football. Factories and corporations became the new temples of discipline. From Mitsubishi and Toyota to Yomori and Hitachi, the post-war game was built on company loyalty. Players were employees first, footballers second. They trained after work, played on weekends, and wore the company's name across their chest. The football then echoed corporate Japan: hierarchical, loyal, and efficient. A Russian coach in Japan in the 1960s called Japanese players technically obedient, eager to learn, but lacking improvisation. He was right, but also missed the point. For Japan, obedience wasn't weakness, it was order. Improvisation would and could come later, once the structure was secure. When Arsene Wenger arrived at Nagoya Grampus 8 in 1995, he found players who were, quote, technically perfect, but afraid to take initiative. He admired their discipline, their commitment to wa, but urged them to think for themselves. The ball, he said, is your teacher. Wenger's time in Japan shaped his own philosophy, that intelligence and creativity could coexist within structure. In a way, he was describing Japan itself. At the heart of it all is wa, harmony. It runs through Japanese life like a quiet current, in art, in nature, in the workplace, and, most importantly for our purposes, in football. Wa means choosing the group over the self, the system over the star, the collective over the individual. The kanji for wa even means Japan itself, and is the oldest known name for Japan. Wa then is more than an idea, it's an identity deeply rooted. Every generation of players carried it, from the disciplined university captains of the 1930s to the humble company men of the 1970s, to today's professionals who bow to fans after every match. It's what makes Japanese football instantly recognizable, selfless, balanced, a national character expressed through the ball. Then came the revolution. In 1993, Japan turned semi-pro company teams into fully professional city-based clubs. The J-League was about more than football. It was about identity and belonging. The old loyalty to the company was replaced by a loyalty to the community, geographically defined. Stadiums filled, merchandise sold, kids wore local colours. Football was no longer a corporate hobby, it was a national sport. The rise of clubs like the Urawa Reds showed what this revolution meant to ordinary people. Their supporters spoke of football as something almost spiritual.
Maybe we need to give up being Japanese just a little, the official supporters guidebook said. Unfortunately, the red blood of the race of football supporters did not flow in our ancestors.
It was a confession and a declaration that Japan was ready to feel football as passion, not just discipline. From the factory floor to the fan stand, the game was now shaping national emotion as much as order. One player who could truly think for himself was Hidetoshi Nakata, perhaps the most gifted of Japan's new generation. He belonged to a cohort that rejected the corporatist work ethic of the post-war years, preferring individuality to conformity and talent to seniority. That defiance came to the surface when Nakata was filmed shouting at veteran striker Kazuyoshi Miura for a mistake, and, more shocking still, addressing him simply as Miura, not Miura-san, with the appropriate suffix of respect. In Japan's senpai kohai hierarchy, where juniors defer absolutely to seniors, that single omission was heresy. It wasn't just anger, it was a declaration of separation and independence. Respect, Nakata implied, should be earned by merit, not just by age. To older fans, he was arrogant, to younger ones, authentic, the voice of a Japan ready to outgrow its historic obedience. Unsurprisingly, he found Japan a difficult place to play and made his career abroad instead, in Italy and in England, where his self-expression was more valued. At Roma and Parma, he became Japan's first global icon, confident, cultured, and unafraid to stand alone. He embodied the contradiction at the heart of Japanese football, the individual who challenged the system yet carries its discipline within him. So, the professional game looks complete. Packed stadiums, modern clubs, and superstars sprinkled across European leagues. But Japan's love for the beautiful game runs far deeper than just professional football. This country has a profound connection and affection for the amateur game too, something that continues to shape Japanese football to this day. In Europe, the pathway to success is narrow. Enter a club academy at 12, train full-time, specialise early, debut at 17, or, in most cases, disappear. In Japan, things are a little different. The path remains open. High school and university football still dominate. Each January, millions watch the All Japan High School Soccer Championship. Entire towns rally behind their schools. Young players become heroes long before they even turn professional. It's football as theatre, but also as education. Effort, humility, teamwork, and honour are as important as anyone's skill on the pitch. University football continues that tradition. The All Japan University Championship regularly produces players who can compete with professionals. University teams have even beaten J-League clubs in the Emperor's Cup. It's not a second tier, but rather a parallel system that values maturity over haste. This is known as the academic route, a journey defined by Bumbu Ryodo, the Japanese cultural value of balancing study with sport. Students develop as athletes, yes, but also as thinkers. If football fails, a degree offers a future. If football succeeds, they arrive wiser for it. Take Kaoru Mitoma. Before becoming a Premier League star, he chose to complete his degree at Tsukuba University. His thesis was, obviously, on dribbling, a study of how movement and psychology affects defenders. He delayed his pro debut to finish that work, and today, his intelligence on the ball reflects it. Or consider Hidemasa Morita, another university graduate. He entered the professional game later than most Europeans, but within a few years was excelling at Sporting Lisbon. Calm, balanced, tactically aware, the perfect example of Bumbu Ryodo in motion. Japanese football doesn't produce overnight stars, it produces fully formed people. For decades, this academic route was seen as the poor cousin to the professional academy. Too slow, too traditional, too academic. But that perception has changed, and the proof is on the pitch. University graduates now fill the J-League and increasingly the national team. Their late debuts are offset by maturity, decision-making and humility. Mitoma and Morita aren't then outliers. They are the logical outcome of a system built on patience. Japan's success shows that education-based development can coexist with elite sport. It reflects the national belief that wisdom and skill should grow together. The strength of Japanese football then lies in its diversity of paths. There isn't just one way to succeed, there are many. High school, university, club academies, all coexist. The system rewards the late developer but prevents burnout. It keeps the amateur spirit alive, respect, humility, teamwork. But there are challenges too. Players debut later, which can widen the physical gap with their European counterparts. Some critics, both in Japan and abroad, argue for earlier specialization. Others defend the balance as a foundation of Japanese style. This debate between education and professionalism, tradition and modernity, is the essence of Japan's football evolution. In the end, Japanese football mirrors the nation itself. From the universities came discipline and intellect, from the company teams, loyalty and unity, from the J-League, pride and identity, and from it all, a spirit of quiet determination. Players like Nakata, Honda, Kagawa, Morita and Mitoma carry that lineage forward, each one a bridge between study and sport, tradition and ambition, discipline and creativity. The secret of Japan's success is not in shedding its national character, but perfecting it. Japanese football shows that harmony, not rebellion, can be revolutionary. The story of Japanese football isn't then just about copying Europe. It's about refining what was already there. Discipline, teamwork, and education. The academic route was not some historic relic. It was a reflection of the national character, yes, in the past, but also in the present and in the future. And it's shaping the greatest team that this nation has ever known. Thanks. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
次は解説です。今回は、これまであまり解説していない新しいボキャブラリーが多いですが、少し多かったので、いくつかピックアップして解説しています。それでは本日の解説をチェックしてみましょう。
That single omission was heresy.
ヒアスイは、もともとは宗教用語で、正統的な教義に反する考え、イコール、異端のことを意味します。キリスト教などで教会の教えに背くことを指す重要な語でしたが、現代では広く、常識や組織の方針に逆らう考え全般に使われます。例えば、それって異端じゃない、という驚きや非難のニュアンスを表すのに便利です。例えば、この会社では伝統より創造性を重視するのは異端だ、という場面に使われます。保守的な文化や集団の中で、常識外れな考えを指摘したいときに使える語です。
That single omission was heresy. That single omission was heresy. He embodied the contradiction at the heart of Japanese football.
コントラディクションは、矛盾や食い違いを意味する名詞です。例えば、ある人が、健康が大事と言いながら毎日ファストフードを食べていたり、同じ文の中で、両立できない内容が出てきた場合もこの言葉が使われます。哲学、論理、日常会話など幅広い場面で登場する語で、話が矛盾してるよ、話が食い違ってるね、と言いたいときにぴったりです。形容詞形はコントラディクトリー、動詞はコントラディクトです。
He embodied the contradiction at the heart of Japanese football. He embodied the contradiction at the heart of Japanese football. Entire towns rally behind their schools.
ラリービハインドは、困難な状況や大切な目的のために、人々が一つになって誰かを支えるときに使う表現です。例えば、地元の高校が全国大会に出場するときに地域が応援する場面や、ある社会運動にみんなが声を上げて支援するような場面で使われます。サポートよりも、より団結感や感情のこもった応援のニュアンスが強く、スポーツ、政治、災害支援など幅広いシーンで登場します。英語のニュースや映画でもよく出てくる重要なフレーズです。
Entire towns rally behind their schools. Entire towns rally behind their schools. Carry that lineage forward.
リニエージは家系や系譜を意味する語で、もともとは血縁や祖先のつながりを指します。しかし現代英語では、人だけでなく、文化や価値観がどのように受け継がれてきたかという流れにも使われます。例えば、ザ・リニエージ・オブ・ノレッジなら、知識の系譜。ザ・アーチステック・リニエージなら、芸術の流れといった意味になります。フォーマルな語ですが、歴史や伝統、文化を語る上で非常に使いやすい単語です。
Carry that lineage forward. Carry that lineage forward. The academic route was not some historic relic.
レリックは、昔の時代から残っている遺物や痕跡を意味する言葉です。特に歴史的、宗教的に価値のある物体に使われる一方で、日常的な文脈では、時代遅れなものや過去の名残としても使われます。例えば、アレリック・オブ・ザ・パストで、過去の遺物という表現はよく使われます。ある文化や慣習が現代にそぐわない場合にも、それはレリックだとして使うことができます。フォーマルでもカジュアルでも使える便利な語です。
The academic route was not some historic relic. The academic route was not some historic relic.
いかがでしたか？大学卒の選手がプロで活躍しているのは、世界的に見ればかなり珍しく、日本人特有と言えるものかもしれません。海外でも驚きを持って伝えられることが多いですが、日本ではもう珍しくないと言えるほど、日本代表にも大卒の選手が多くプレーしています。この日本特有とも言えるキャリアの形成の仕方が、遅咲きの選手を救い、文武両道の前提で学業にも従事し、結果的にスポーツでプロまで行けなかった場合、プロに行っても長く活躍できなかった選手にとっても、第二のキャリアでの助けにもなるという、良いことばかりのように聞こえます。また、同時に、調和を重視する国民性が、強烈な個性を出しにくくしている要因となっているものの、個人的には、日本流の理性的な意識的に生成された個性が、日本特有の個性であるのかもしれないとも思いますし、いずれにしても、個性がもっと必要であると同時に、個性と協調性が共存することが前提であるとも思います。この動画以外でも、日本のサッカー界の成長や躍進をまとめるような動画もたびたび目にしますが、今後もまた、次のワールドカップの結果によっても、さらに注目されていくだろうと思いますし、そういう日本のサッカー界を楽しみにしたいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。